Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
I don't know what we're yelling about!
I mean, listen, we're talking about practice. Not a game. We're talking about practice.
Loud noises!
Not a game.
This is the first time in my life I'm glad I'm deaf.
We're talking about practice, man.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
65.
63. Knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes.
Kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, with loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping. With news and straw dropping, they're getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they in it to win. This ain't a fluke, from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening, if you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and ride with lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go when all come and attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them it's on tap.
And we're back. Welcome to this week's edition of Sports on Tap, brought to you by On the Bay Custom Boutique and Cafe, Land and Sea Motorsports, and Go To Pro Plumbing. I am Chris Scott, alongside Joe Waddell and Frank Gigotta. Gentlemen, how are we?
What's going on?
How's it going, brother?
You know, it's what it is. Just another day in paradise. We're all living the dream or nightmare, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah. We were both talking about having rough days at work, and it's just one of those things, man.
It is one of those things. I mean, I guess our days at work, while rough, it still can't be as rough as being a Detroit Lions fan. Let's just get right into it. Just get right into it.
We might as well just lead right into it. And
forward down the field, a Lions team that will not yield. And when the blue and silver wave, you stand and cheer the brave. Rah, rah, rah! Hard win the game. With honor you will keep your fame. So down the field and gain a Lions victory.
Oh no! We suck again!
I think
was that what you were building up all week?
yeah,
And by all week, I mean all weekend.
all weekend.
That is terrific.
Weekend.
That is terrific.
That is the new Lions fight song,
I think it's,
or fart song. I don't know what to call it.
I think it's a proper edit. Well played, sir.
Thank you.
Well played.
Thank you. Yeah, it's
I mean, after watching that debacle in Green Bay, and what else can you say? Honestly, what else is there to say about this godforsaken franchise? Like, I still don't know how people are fans of this franchise. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I have no comment.
Let's ask him.
I have
let's
no
ask
comment.
him. I don't know how. I don't know how they are either. Let's ask.
Nothing ever fucking changes.
Okay, this is the best comparison I can make to it.
Yeah.
You like dating hookers who sleep with other guys?
I don't like it, but I'll settle.
All right, fair enough.
So, everybody's been in an abusive relationship, and I don't mean physically abusive. I mean an emotionally, mentally type of abusive relationship,
Right.
where no matter what you say to the person, they're never going to change.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what this team is.
Yeah. Well, and no matter what happens, you're never going to leave that person either.
Right.
That's just one of those things.
It's almost a codependency.
You're never
Yeah.
going to leave them. You're always going to be in a relationship, even though they treat you like shit. It's like I said last week. They treat you like shit. They come home drunk.
They promise to change.
They promise
Yeah.
to change.
Yep.
They promise not to sleep with the other football team again. But then, it happens. Mm-hmm. And you're like, well, I love her and it's going to change. No, it's not. It's never going to change.
And
this is a shit franchise that is never, ever going to change.
no.
And you look at it right now. My brother pointed this out to me. I actually texted you guys about the Slay trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gave up Slay for the 3rd round and a 5th round pick.
Yep.
The 5th round pick actually played for Philadelphia this past weekend. And the 3rd round pick was a healthy scratch, which you gave up your only Pro Bowl roster player for that.
That's SOL.
Exactly.
That's SOL forever. That's what it is. SOL forever. honestly, at this point, I want to see it continue till the day I die. I want to see it continue.
I'm not going to lie to you. I do too. Well, we talked about this.
There's no reason to think it won't, though.
You're right. You're 100%
like
right.
this is just going to keep going. They're just going to go from being the wannabe Patriots to being the wannabe somebody else's. They'll go to the Rams. They'll pick up Sean McVay at some point. They'll pick up whoever their GM is.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll just try to be the Rams of 2 years ago. And then we'll go up to Seattle and pick up Pete Carroll and do the same thing with him. That's just what this team does at this point.
Well, you know what kills me with Matt Patricia is what does it take to get fired? What is it?
Apparently going 9-7.
What does it take? I mean, and you look around the NFL, it's not just the Lions, unfortunately. Adam Gase. Not only how do you get fired if you're Adam Gase? Like, what do you have to do to get fired? What do you have to do? How does he keep getting jobs? Bill O'Brien as a GM and as a coach is almost as bad as Matt Patricia, and we're calling for him to be fired.
But at least that dude gets to the playoffs.
Okay, you know what? You're right. I can't even argue with that. But he's awful.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he basically. Thank God he's gotten some talent around him.
Yeah.
He should maybe just be GM. Although that trade of David Johnson, and
I don't know if you want to go. I don't know if you want to go that route.
But he's gotten enough talent around him.
Right.
He's done well in the draft. He's done better in the draft than than Quinn.
That's not exactly a high bar, Joe.
It's not.
I think people
insane.
that play Madden for a living could do better than Bob Quinn. Honestly,
it's crazy to me that this regime is still.
Why is it crazy?
Still calling the shots.
Why is it crazy though?
I was going to say
because
part of this
what
is crazy.
What is so crazy about this?
This is standard practice.
This has been
for this team
since 1957. This has been their standard practice.
But
this is their MO.
You're right. It is. But what's so crazy about it is these two guys wouldn't have a job on any other franchise in the NFL.
I know. That's why they are the Detroit Lions.
It's insane.
This is what they do, and they've done it since 1957. And people say, "Oh, it's going to change." It will never fucking.
It will never change. It will never change.
As long as a Ford is an owner of this fucking team, it will never fucking change. It won't. I'm sorry. And people say it's not the Ford's fault. Yes, it is. That's the one constant in all of this.
It is, and you're right. And it's looking at this. Some of the things that stand out that's glaring to me. And we talked about this. I pegged between week 4 and week 5 during their bye week that they're going to get fired. That they're both going to be gone.
I don't think either of them will be.
Now that's because
honestly that would be too smart of a move for them to make.
And maybe I'm giving the Lions too much credit, but they're going to be 0-4 going into the bye. Mm-hmm. Like if you're a Lions fan and you think they're not going to be 0-4, I don't know what you're on.
And then you're going to have the honks be like, oh, they can come back. They could get a wild card or something.
Or if they play Arizona tight, or if they play New Orleans tight. Well, they held their own with them.
So this is the Kansas City game from the last year or 2 years
ago? Exactly. So if you play them tight and you play an okay game, well, we've got a shot. We're showing improvement.
Right.
Oh my God! Shut up! This is a horrible franchise right now. You have no future. Look, they could have drafted for their future in this last draft. And I know you guys aren't a Tua guy, but I was a Tua guy. I'm telling you, or Herbert. Even if they liked Herbert,
I liked Herbert. I'm not a Tua guy, but I do like Herbert.
Okay, so I didn't like Herbert as much, but I might be wrong about him because he came out ready to play the other day when he got thrown in for Tyrod.
Yeah, he looked good.
He looked really good. So you're telling me you wouldn't rather have one of those two guys with the guys you have right now, rather than looking at going 0-4 into a bye week with Matt Stafford as your starting quarterback, who there's no way you wanted to draft a quarterback because Matt Stafford is your guy, but you're going to be 0-4 going into that week, and your season's basically over with. Wouldn't you rather have a young guy to start grooming and put in there?
But Stafford. We got Stafford.
Every move this franchise makes is asinine.
Stat Padford.
Every move they make is asinine.
The best thing they could do with him at this point is to trade him and let him go somewhere else and actually see if he is anything.
He's going to be a Raider next year.
I hope you are right.
You would be happy as shit. And honestly, looking at Matt Stafford this last couple weeks, he's towards the end, bro.
Oh, yeah. Talk about it. Him and the guy down in New Orleans, Drew Brees.
Oh, Drew Brees. We've talked about that before.
I was going to say, this is week 3 now that we're talking about.
Drew Brees.
Watching that game last night. The fact that he's old.
Again, Drew Brees is now throwing footballs with a wet noodle.
Yeah.
I mean,
to nobody.
Right. Well, that's why Michael Thomas got so many catches over these last 3 or 4 years, because it's all dink and dunk, because Drew Brees cannot throw the deep ball anymore. Yeah. Every once in a while, he can chuck it up there, but that's it.
Right.
And of course, he was playing next to or across from the other really horrible, probably the worst long ball throw there is in Derek Carr.
Sorry, guys.
I would say the worst since Joey Blue
Now,
Skies.
I will say Derek Carr can at least throw the ball down the field, unlike Drew Brees. He's just completely inaccurate.
Yeah, he's just
bad.
but he can actually get it downfield.
Yes.
Where like you have a guy like Henry Ruggs. Now Henry Ruggs is a speedster.
It's like in the replacements.
Yeah, where he just chucks it over his head like 5 miles.
Like Falco, just like gunning it, man. Like, how do you overthrow him?
But that was my question last night. He overthrew him like several times. How do you overthrow Ruggs, who is probably the fastest guy in the NFL besides Tyreek Hill?
That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty impressive. Like he's got a hell of an arm as far as distance goes. He's not accurate at all.
No, he's not. But getting back to the Lions really quick.
Yet he still has a 2-0 record this year.
Right? and the Lions are I'm sorry, what are the Lions?
Struggling.
The opposite.
Oh man.
The Lions
you know
are.
what? I'm gonna get this. Hold on. 0-2.
0-2.
Yeah, there you go.
The Lions.
I knew it was 0 and something.
The Lions are struggling to be middle of the pack, which they always. And like that letter that was put out was before the last season about they have to be, or after last season they have to be competitive.
We want to be competitive.
But like that just tells you like this franchise, all they care about is mediocrity. That's it. Mm-hmm. They have no ambition to do any better than be mediocre.
It kills me.
Like I don't know, demand better of this fucking franchise.
Nobody demands better. The franchise doesn't demand better. The owners don't demand. It's one of those things where you have a NFL franchise and your goal is to be competitive, like not win the division, not win the division, not make the playoffs, not
host a home playoff game,
not win a playoff game, not make it to the Super Bowl, nothing. Just we want to be competitive.
Yep. So 8-8, 7-9 is good enough for you.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I have no words for that.
And people fucking accept it.
That's why banners get hung for playoff appearances.
That's right. And people fucking accept it, which is just. And again, I did for like 36 years of my life. I accepted it. I accepted mediocrity. I accepted failure. I accepted ineptitude until I finally got sick of it. And I'm like, I'm done.
I'm so glad you came to that side.
Oh my! Joe, it's one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Now do you trust the fact I was trying to look out for you all these years?
I do.
I was trying to look out for you because I gave up a long time ago.
Yeah.
I was part of the Millen Man March. I enjoyed it. It was great. I gave up a long time ago. Now we talked about this on Sunday because I said I'm Lions free.
Right.
And you're like, well, no, you're not. You pay attention.
It's kind of hard not to, though.
It's hard not to pay attention,
especially here.
Yeah,
and when you made that point, Chris,
we're in Detroit.
Is absolutely true.
Well, we're in Detroit. We have a podcast, sports podcast. We have to talk about them. And if you want to talk sports at all in Detroit, you have to follow the Detroit teams, even though you might not like some of them.
Right.
With anybody, even in regular day life, if you want to talk sports with people, like I got to be able to talk. And
especially around here, the first thing they're going to is the Lions.
And then not to mention, it's one of those things like with NFL football, especially. You know, that's like saying, well, I pay attention to what the Dallas Cowboys do, so I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. No, I'm not. I fucking hate that team, but I pay attention to what they do. I enjoy football and I watch it, but as far as Lions free, to me, Lions free means that team has not gotten any investment from me as far as my money, my time, my energy. All they get from me is laughter on Sundays when they find new ways to screw things up. Because for me, it's like the best 3-hour comedy I've ever seen on TV.
If you are ever feeling down, watch the Detroit Lions play football.
It's fantastic.
They'll cheer you up.
If you are a fan, don't.
If you are, yeah.
See, now I don't even watch the whole games anymore because we don't have to. We watch the Red Zone, and the Red Zone's a great channel. I love watching every game. I love watching all the scores. But they update us on when the Lions do something stupid. So I just have to tune into Red Zone. They tell me when they do something dumb or when somebody scores on them. Which, to be honest with you, all the highlights I saw this last weekend were Aaron Jones running all over the place.
What do you go for? 160 something?
168, and he was over 200 yards total. But he went for 168 on the ground, and I believe it was 2 or 3 touchdowns on the ground. He had 3. I think he had 4 total touchdowns. I believe.
I really wish I could be a running back for one day against this Lions defense.
This defense is worst in the league right now in like everything. And they have, who do they have at head coach? a defensive. Was it defensive
guru? I think
a defensive
who made one of the best calls ever.
Guru,
right?
yeah,
Made one of the best calls ever in Super Bowl history.
Yeah, one of the best
From what I've been
calls.
told.
Yeah, he made one of the best calls ever by having Marshawn Lynch not run the ball in the 1 yard line. You made that call. I thought you played for the other team.
Yeah, right.
I thought you were on the other team. No, the best call, the worst call in Super Bowl history was made against you, and one of your players took advantage of it.
Right.
They chose not to run the ball with Marshawn Lynch at the 1 yard line. That's not you, bro. You know what's you? You is the guy whose defense got their asses handed to him by Philadelphia the year before you came here. That's who you are. And you are the guy whose defense gets their asses handed to him every game. And you can't blame the DBs. The DBs have been injured. But when it comes down to it, you're worst against the rush.
Yeah.
So So where's your DB problem? That's that you're not worst against the pass.
You get no pressure whatsoever on the quarterback.
They're running
None.
the ball on
None.
you nonstop.
Yeah.
Like for 7 yards a carry.
Right. I can't wait, and I know we're going to talk about this later when we get to our picks, but I can't wait to see Kyler Murray run all over.
Oh
run
my
wild
God.
on
It's
this
going to be
defense.
ugly. It's going to be so ugly.
But it's not for me. It's gonna be pretty.
Oh, it's going to be great.
I'm gonna enjoy every second.
And
of
it's
it.
and it's
Oh,
like and
yeah.
it's like the 4:00 game too, so it'll be in the
Right.
fantastic.
Yeah,
I can't
it's
wait.
gonna be
What
fun.
is that this weekend or next weekend?
This weekend.
This weekend?
Yeah, Sunday.
Swell. I'm off. I get to watch.
Oh, see Kyler Murray just go off on the fantasy owners. I'm sure Joey will put this on your fantasy picks for later on the website.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you have Kyler Murray, you may want to start him this week.
Play Kyler Murray.
If you have any Arizona Cardinals,
Play Kenyon Drake.
play. If you have
Listen, I'm even gonna advocate to play Chase Edmonds.
Ooh, Jesus.
Put Chase Edmonds in your lineup this week if you're short on running back and you listen. A lot of running backs went down. Christian McCaffrey went down. Saquon
that's what we
Barkley
gotta
went
talk
down.
about. Oh man,
A lot of injuries because obviously, listen, they didn't have training camps. They didn't have the proper thing.
Nope.
So you know what? I'm telling you right now, if you miss out on certain guys like maybe a Leonard Fournette that's out there, maybe Jerick McKinnon. Some of those guys, if you're looking for a running back to put in your lineup this week, and Chase Edmonds is going to be involved all the time. He's involved. So Chase Edmonds is the guy this week. Arizona is going to crush Detroit. Chase Edmonds will be running mop-up duty towards the end of the game, and he'll also get carries during the game. And Detroit cannot stop anything. Put Chase Edmonds in your lineup if you need some help.
Yes.
For sure.
but that's what we got to talk about. That there was a ton of injuries in the NFL this weekend, and not just to like players, but like stars. A lot of stars got dinged up this weekend, and like major injuries, like torn ACLs and
Four on San Francisco alone.
yeah, man, that's bad.
So Jimmy Garoppolo's out with a high ankle strain. Raheem Mostert did he tear his ACL or he has a knee injury?
yeah,
I believe.
Most is out with an ACL.
Mostert's out with an ACL. You have Tevin Coleman is banged up in that lineup. Two defensive players for San Francisco
Bosa.
went down.
They're arguably their best defensive player.
Two of their best defensive players went down with knee injuries. They're out for the season. Basically, we're looking like I'm looking like my pick of San Francisco getting to the Super Bowl is not going to be very good at this point.
No.
They might be the first team eliminated from the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of really bad teams, but the injuries this year are just insane. And I think we talked about this before the season started. This was going to happen.
Yep.
There was going to be injuries all over the place because they didn't have a proper preseason. They didn't have any training camp really. It was like a makeshift training camp.
Yep.
They didn't have any preseason games, which I know we're all advocates of less preseason games, but we still believe you got to have a couple,
Like two,
to get warmed up.
Good, yeah.
And it was inevitable. You're going to have injuries, and there's a lot of top guys getting injuries.
Saquon's out.
Saquon,
Even though I kind of feel it sucks as having that type of injury, but for Saquon's sake, having to run behind that offensive line.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's probably better. He's probably better off.
You kind of weigh it 50-50.
Wait, rehab your knee. Wait until next year when they possibly draft you some offensive line help.
Yeah. It's a lot of guys went down this week, and I honestly think it's just going to continue. I do.
Yeah,
I think it's going to continue.
I agree with you. It's going to be messy.
Yeah.
I think the longer the season goes, it'll get better. We will start seeing less and less injuries.
I hope so.
But I think Adam Schefter reported that it's been the most injuries through the first 2 weeks of football since I think the 70s or something like that. I don't even know the full stat.
It's not surprising.
No, it's not. I mean, listen, these guys are well-tuned athletes, but they also have an off season.
Yep.
And there's a reason why they have training camp. There's a reason why they have OTAs.
As much as they may hate it.
There's a reason why you have all that.
Yep.
And they got to get back into game shape after the offseason. And
Right.
some of these guys, whether they were or not, thought they were or not, we're seeing injuries.
We are getting comments right now, guys. I just wanted to let you know.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, if you want to reach out to us, listen, follow us on SOTDET.com. Follow us on Twitch, which is where we have our live stream on our SOTDET.com. Follow us on Twitch. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Periscope. You can follow us anywhere that you can find a live feed, basically. So
Mike just claims that that Joe loves the Lions.
shit.
Yeah.
Not a chance in hell. You know what I love about the Lions?
He just said you are a Lions fan forever.
No. You know what I love about the Lions? I love the fact that they win my heart every week by finding a way to lose different every week. That's what they've won my heart as far as it's a 3-hour comedy every Sunday, and I love it.
And then
absolutely love it.
My sister-in-law was kind enough to ask me if we were sponsored by Foam and Hangers.
Oh,
Since
Jesus!
we have some stuff on our table. Apparently.
Yeah, we're sponsored by. No, we're sponsored by clutter on the tables. That's what we're sponsored by.
Whoops.
Yeah,
we were more focused on you guys being able to hear us today than anything. And,
Yeah, we got some new
we let
equipment.
that one slip.
Yeah, we got some new equipment in this week, so we wanted to make sure it worked. So we that kind of took priority over some foam and hangers.
Yeah,
So
unfortunately.
we apologize for the mess.
Yeah. But again, out there, shoot us a message. We're trying to follow everything. We're on YouTube Live. We're on Twitch. We're on Facebook Live. We're on Periscope. And also go to our website, SOTDET.com, and we have our live stream there. Go there to read Frank's new blog. He just got posted last night. He wrote another blog.
It's a long one from what I hear.
No.
Oh,
the one that got posted is not that long.
Okay, all right.
No, he's working on another one right now. Go there, check out the fantasy football information we've got there for you. Obviously, the weekend's over with, but we'll be coming out with our new rankings Wednesday and Thursday. We'll come out with the Thursday game preview, and also
our picks.
And then go there and you see our picks. Our picks are there from last week, and we put them on this week when we get done with the show. We're actually going to be doing the picks here on the show coming up pretty soon, so stay tuned.
I was going to say, we kind of did all right with those.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
And guess what? Hey, the Big Ten's back from what I hear.
Yes. Yes, the Big
For
Ten.
now.
For now.
The Big Ten is back.
For now.
And, well, I mean, Notre Dame is...
Notre Dame had to shut it down.
So
I
that's
guess,
what happens.
today.
So that's what happens when you join a conference.
Yeah. So that's...
You got somebody who holds you accountable.
They finally
and makes you
joined-
follow rules and stuff.
They finally joined the conference, and now they're being told they can't play football anymore. No, the Big Ten's back, and it's a good thing. I think, and I think they should allow anybody who opted out to come play.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
which
100%.
it seems like that's what they're doing.
I hope so, and I hope the NCAA butts out and just shuts
Yeah.
up, because through this whole thing, they have wanted nothing to do with this. They basically turned their heads away and basically said, "What pandemic? What are you talking about?" So, shut the fuck up. Let them come back and play.
Yeah.
It's not these kids' fault that you said you weren't going to have a season.
No,
so
you made a schedule and then you said you weren't going to play.
Right,
It's
and
like,
then, and then
okay.
so they went. They might have went, and they might have got agents.
Right.
And I don't care. I don't care if dudes in college pull up in a freaking Bentley. Okay, let them play.
Yep.
It's not their fault. They went and got the Bentley. You told them they could because they weren't going to be playing, so they went and did it.
Right.
I don't give a shit if they pull up in fur coats with in a Bentley and whatever. Let them come play football this year because it's an odd year. You can't tell them they can't come play. It's ridiculous.
No, I'm in a complete agreement with you on that. I'm I'm happy to have the Big Ten back. Even though I think just Ohio State's going to run roughshod over everybody. Somebody tried to tell me Minnesota could challenge. I'm sorry, man. I still don't believe in PJ Fleck. I don't.
No, Minnesota's not going to challenge. First of all,
No. However, Ohio State did get gifted a freaking cupcake schedule.
Their schedule is insanely
Good Lord.
cupcake.
Literally, the toughest game is Penn State. Like that.
Yeah.
I'm not including Michigan because Michigan's going to suck this year.
Well, Michigan's going to suck, but I got to be honest with you, they're not going to be as bad as Michigan State. Listen, it's an off season where they have a brand new head coach who hasn't been able to instill any of his game plan, any of his stuff. Like, they have had no off season, and they weren't that good to begin with. That's going to be ugly. Ugly.
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it too. I'm just forewarning. It's going to be ugly.
I know Frank's not okay with it as he's wearing Michigan.
Oh,
State.
you're actually wearing your
yeah,
Sparty
I
stuff.
wore the Sparty stuff today.
Yeah, that's It's gonna be ugly, brother. I'm telling you, it's a brand new head coach who I don't think was right for the job in the first place, but that's besides the point. And then it's a team that is not very good to begin with, and they have had no time to install anything.
No.
So.
And I had to support Miami stuff. It's Miami Florida State week, so go Canes. That's all I gotta say. Go Canes.
Yeah.
Sounded like you said cocaine.
Cocaine's? Cocaine's? Cocaine's?
Cocaine.
You want the cocaine?
The cocaine?
No, it was nice
the
seeing them last week
cocaine.
go to Louisville and just handle business. It was nice to see Miami finally do that again.
Listen,
it's been a minute.
That was
Except when they played Notre Dame.
Like 3 years ago at this
I
point.
think they're still scoring.
Here we go.
Well, actually, as we speak, I think Green Bay just scored again too. But
no, that was just Jones breaking off another 20-yard run.
Aaron Jones just ran another touchdown in. No, that Louisville Miami game was a good game the other night.
Yeah, it was nice
fun.
to see him just come out and punch him right in the face and keep punching him in the face. It was great. I'm like, hey.
Yeah, well, and they took a couple shots too, but they didn't rattle. I mean, Louisville dealt them a couple of decent shots.
Because Louisville's a decent team. They got some decent players.
They are. I think they were both ranked. What were they ranked 6 and 7 when they went into that game?
Something like that. Yeah, Miami was ranked I think 17th before that game.
Okay,
and I think they jumped up to 12 after
okay.
winning. But I think taking on with Ed Reed,
it was 16 and 17, I think. Is what the ranks were.
I think you're right about that.
Yeah.
But with Ed Reed taking over as chief of staff or whatever the hell they want to call him down there,
yeah,
they're taking on his mentality, and I love it.
Well, listen,
it.
When he was at Miami, wasn't he there? Wasn't his first year or two there? Wasn't it a couple of down years for Miami when he was first there? Because he had to play through some adversity in Miami. And then they started winning.
They were starting to build with Butch Davis. They were starting to build, and he was recruiting all those guys, and he finally ended up recruiting basically the best college football team ever. I will argue anybody on that point.
Oh, and listen, I'm on board with you, and I'm not a huge Miami fan, but he went after guys that a lot of other colleges wouldn't, but they won.
They did.
That's all that mattered.
It did. Yeah. So it's nice to see the Canes now. They're finally. He basically said, if you don't want to work, bye, leave, and I'm cool with that. And but you see it in just today's sports, and how I guess kids are brought up now in sports, but they don't want to work for shit. They don't.
No,
it's sad. They feel like they're entitled. They don't earn it. You know,
that's society. I don't even want to blame kids. I think that's society these days.
100% that's society.
Well, yeah, people don't want to work for things. They want to be handed it. They want it handed to them, and I deserve that raise, and I deserve that promotion, and I deserve. No, you got to work for it. That's the way life is, man. You have to put in the work.
It's the instant gratification that social media has given to everybody.
Instant gratification. Got to feel good about yourself at all times, and I mean, I didn't grow up in that mindset at all.
I was literally watching a documentary on it when I left to come here. It's
you did. I saw you posted. that. And I'm like, wait, it doesn't?
No, like the social dilemma is on Netflix. Just go watch it. They're not paying us, but go watch them.
Yeah,
you'll get exactly what we're talking about here.
That is true. Frankie, you're still looking for a house, right?
I am still looking for a house.
Joe, you're going to be looking for a house relatively soon, right?
First of the year, I'm going to be looking for a house. So.
Well, right now, it's a great time to purchase a home or even refinance an existing home. You guys got to call my buddy, Jason Stillner at Flagstar Bank. They'll give you the top-notch service that you guys are looking for. They're currently offering a 0% down home purchase program. The program won't last long, though, unfortunately. So you got to get in. You got to give them a call at 248-675-0657. Trust me, you guys don't want to miss out on this opportunity. Anybody out there listening, and if you're looking for a home or refinance, you don't want to miss out on this. The number again is 248-675-0675. Flagstar Bank is an equal housing lender, member FDIC, and MLS number 27546. That's a tough one, man.
Yeah. Yep. That is a tough one. I kind of wanted to get back into football just a second here. I wanted to talk about that Dallas and Atlanta game.
What the Falcons did is Lion-esque.
Oh, man. They've done it twice now. They did it in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they did it against Dallas the other day. And what were they?
Can I ask what they were doing? The way it happened, though. That's what I'm saying.
The way it happened was insane. And I really need to ask, are players not coached jump on the football before, like, you can jump on the football before it goes 10 yards.
Yeah.
The team kicking it can't.
Right.
But you can. You don't just let it roll 10 yards and let them jump
The
on it.
special teams coach should have been fired immediately after the game. Immediately.
That was a beautiful onside kick, though.
It was a beautiful onside. I will agree with you.
The spin on that football was insane.
That was amazing.
Zerline is a master at the kicking arts, I'll say. But he's that onside kick was one of the most unique onside kicks I've ever seen.
It was
but
solid.
The comeback in that game before that was insane. It was a complete meltdown on the other side of the ball, same as in the Super Bowl.
That is Lion-esque.
Yeah,
it was
borderline.
That was like
borderline.
SOL. That was we've seen it so many times living here, and I'm sure Falcons fans.
Well, and I actually,
it's funny because it almost doesn't do anything for me. Like I don't. I
you've
look
seen
at
it,
it. Yeah,
you're like numb to it. You've seen
watch
it,
it and I go, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I've seen it way too many times.
Yeah.
Either that or you're watching expecting the worst to happen. You're like, oh, so that's how it's going to happen this week. Okay. All right. Yep. I got you. All right. That's a new one. I like that one. That's a good one. We'll see what they got next week.
I'm sitting there watching it going, why the hell is he not jumping on the ball? Like, what? Now,
there was two guys there,
Right.
and neither one of them jumped on it. They just watched it roll.
Like, the only thing I could compare that to, like, that play was kind of like what Nate Newton did on Thanksgiving, like in, 93?
Yeah.
Like,
where it went in the end zone.
Yeah, and he ran and touched it when he, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing?
You don't touch the ball.
Did you see how he set the ball up?
Yeah, he just laid it on the ground.
Completely on its side.
Yeah.
And just kicked the side of it and let it spin.
And then let it spin. It was one of those crazy things that I couldn't believe I was watching.
Oh, it was like, I'm like, okay.
But I related it to basically like a third baseman, like standing there watching the ball roll,
like a bunt or something like that. Yeah,
sitting there watching the ball roll and just kind of like trying to push it foul, and you keep thinking it's gonna go foul, it's gonna go foul, and all of a sudden it took a complete right turn
and it just
and went
foul.
past the 10 yards, and Dallas jumped on it.
It didn't go foul.
But that was one of the biggest meltdowns
it was pretty
I
bad.
think I've ever seen. And yet still the Lions found a way to make a record. The Lions still beat that this weekend by making a record of 4 straight games now, 2 last year and 2 this year, of giving up double-digit leads.
Oh, another Lions unique record.
Another Lions unique record. 4 games in a row,
Yeah.
they gave up double-digit leads to lose.
It's amazing.
Matt Patricia there. That's Matt Patricia for you. And he's got more fourth quarter blown leads than he actually has wins. I think I gave that stat last week. I'm going to give it this week again because it's a great stat. It makes me laugh.
I think it's a fantastic stat.
It's a fantastic stat.
The thing that makes me laugh about that, though, is in the regime before Matt Patricia, they were great at coming back in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
They were pretty solid
They
at staying away from double-digit losses.
and they were pretty.
And they were a winning team.
That wasn't good enough.
9-7,
But
wasn't good enough.
wasn't good enough.
It wasn't good enough.
You
9
hit the
and 7
nail
wasn't
right
good
on
enough.
the head, Chris. It wasn't good enough.
9-7 wasn't good enough. Now there's 3-13.
And I believe the guy who now took over for him, who has no chance at a winning record in this organization, is now going to have the exact same amount of time as the guy before him had.
So what are the odds? What are the odds on them getting fired in? We went back to the Lions somehow, but what are the odds of
during
them
the
getting
season?
fired? No, yeah, during the season.
No,
I don't
chance.
think they will at all.
No
Really?
chance.
Nope.
I won't say no chance. There's a chance that somebody intelligent buys the organization
What-
at some point between now and then, but probably
I'm
not.
still going to say during the bye week. I really am.
In what way, shape, or form has this organization ever given you a reasoning that they will do the right thing?
They haven't. But I just want to see it go
When they
down.
should do the right thing.
They haven't. I just want to see it go down. I really do. I just want to see it happen because
I don't. I want to see the implosion for an entire season.
Well,
another wasted season.
You think they're going to not implode the rest of the season if they get rid of those two? What are they going to
No,
do? They're still going to implode.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
You
want to see them do it?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, there is a part of me that does love seeing Matt Patricia try to
be the smartest dude in the room.
Trying to have press conferences after games like that.
Yep.
I really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
He just has to be so thankful that half those people are on a TV screen and the other half are like on radios and shit.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, the Detroit media, they don't go after him.
No,
they don't.
And when you do, you're not allowed to cover him anymore.
Exactly, they don't go after him. So, what difference does it make if they're on a TV screen or on radio? It makes no difference.
No,
because
you're right.
They don't do their job how they should do their job. And I know the Lions will kick them out if they even remotely try to cross the organization or go after them, which is another reason why this franchise fucking sucks.
Well, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Speaking of sucking.
Oh. Hey, now where are you going with
Listen,
this? I want to know where you're going with this.
I'll tell you.
This is somewhat of a family show.
I'll tell you where I'm going with this.
Is it really, though? We were talking about shitting on people 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think we used the word defecate.
Yeah.
No, you used the word defecate.
See, I was trying to be classy.
I used the word shit.
Chris, don't try and be classy. It doesn't fit you, bro.
That's fair. I can live with that. That's fair.
Especially wearing that jersey, saying you're classy. Listen.
Literally the team nicknames the convicts.
Right. I don't think it just doesn't fit.
Hey, they clean up their act.
Yeah. Sure.
Maybe.
No. One thing I want to say about a certain thing that has happened the last 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks of NFL season, I should say. And that's people in general suck. And I'm going to say this because you guys didn't even know I was going to get into this, and I didn't have a chance to bring it up because we were hooking up new equipment and everything.
Right.
I have a huge problem with the fact that people want to boo players from both teams, coaches from both teams standing at midfield, locking arms during the national anthem. I think if you're booing that, I think you're a worthless piece of shit human being, and I think it's insane because they've done everything to get their point across, and you've had a problem with it all along. No matter what it is, you've had a problem with it. Now, the only thing they're doing is standing arm in arm saying, we got to do this together. It's everybody together. They're united. And you boo that? That's what you're booing right now, is the fact that they're standing together, holding arms, locking arms during the national anthem. If you boo that, you're a pile of shit. And you can take that for whatever it's worth. I think it's the dumbest thing in the world. I think our society in general sucks. And I just have a problem with that.
We're just not receptive to other people's opinions anymore, which is baffling in my opinion because that's what makes this country so great.
Yeah. Everything is so extreme these days, where you're not willing to listen to the other side. You're not willing to see anything from anybody else's perspective. And to me, there's nothing to see here. It's two teams standing at midfield, locking arms, saying we got to be united. How is that a bad message to anybody?
Because people don't look at it.
I have a 2.5-year-old. I want her to get that message.
It's not how people see it.
It's not, unfortunately, and it's just insane to me.
You know how these idiots see it.
I know, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, guys. And I meant to bring it up beforehand, but
I was going to say we do tend to stay off of these
we
topics,
do.
But I think this is entirely appropriate right now.
I just wanted to make my statement on that. I've watching it the last 2 weeks. I had a real big problem with that. I had a huge problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
Huge.
People saying it's about the flag. No, it isn't. It's not. It's never been about the flag.
Never been about the flag.
You know, just call it what you think it is. Don't if you're gonna be that way. If you're gonna do it, do it.
Listen, I'm one of those people that I see things. I try to see things from everybody's perspective, and I try to see your side of it. And I understand the people who saw the kneeling as a disrespect. I understand that.
Yep.
I don't agree with it, but I understand it.
No, and that's
this one. I don't understand this
Neither do
one.
I.
They're locking arms
Yep.
as teams who are about to go play each other and beat each other senseless in a football game. They're standing there locking arms and basically saying we need to be united. How is that a bad message?
Well, you want to know the funny thing?
Because they don't see it as that's what the message is.
It's crazy to me.
No, you're right.
I
agree with you, Joe.
Not to overlook what you had just said, because what you said is entirely true. But to almost play devil's advocate with it and show the reverse side. I told you guys about what was going on with the UFC this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
And the Covington-Woodley fight, everything that took place afterwards. Yep. You don't hear anything about people complaining about that.
Right?
That was nothing. That was that was the president of the United States on the phone.
Yeah.
And nobody has anything to say about keep politics out of sports.
Nope. You want to know why?
Because they want to hear their opinion.
Yeah.
You don't agree with the other side. And it goes for both sides. It's not just one or the other.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear it from the other side.
Yeah.
Regardless of who the other side is.
And we don't want to get too far into the political point of it. I had to bring that up because to me that's a society issue, and I just had a big problem with the fact that the players got booed for doing that, for saying we're united. I just don't understand how they could say that. How they could have a problem with that.
No, I agree with you. It's sad. It's a sad state of affairs we got going on right now.
Yep. Moving on.
Moving on. Yes. Are you guys tired of going from dealership to dealership looking for an automobile or a boat? If so, then get in touch with Land and Sea Motorsports. They specialize in finding you the car, truck, or boat that you're in the market for. At Land and Sea Motorsports, tell them the type of vehicle, the stuff you want in it, what will fit your budget. They offer shrink wrapping, winterization, everything you need for a boat or a jet ski or any of that stuff. If your boat or vehicle needs repairs or cleaning, they offer the full detail division as well. So give them a call at 586-484-9798 or find their website at landandseamotorsports.com. That is Land and Sea Motorsports.
Well done, sir.
Thank
well
you.
done, Frankie.
Nicely well played, sir.
Yeah, I found like 5 minutes where I wasn't going to be completely nervous reading it.
Well done.
was-
Well done.
that was solid.
And I have to tip people off to this. Frank actually kicked my leg underneath the table to inform me that he needed to do the read.
Yep.
So I just want to let people know a little behind the scenes right there, where Frank nudged me underneath the table. Was like, I gotta make the read.
Somebody has to produce the producer.
Yeah, listen, you know what? It's gotta
a
happen.
team effort over here.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
listen, we're a team.
I'm seeing right now on Twitter that Angel Hernandez is trending. That cannot be a good
Oh
thing.
God.
Oh boy.
That can't be a good thing.
Please tell me what for now. I mean, the guy's a pile of garbage at calling a game, but I would assume it's more bad calls or just one really bad
I was going to say,
call.
well, he's looking that up. Can we throw into the Guardy thing?
Oh yeah,
yes. So we need to get into Garden
Yeah,
Hire.
we talked about that.
So we kind of glossed over that. We got into Lions and football, but yes, we need to talk about Rod Gardenhire. In case anybody out there doesn't know, Gardenhire, the coach of the Tigers, decided to retire. Very unexpectedly.
It sounded like on the spot he decided it.
Right. He went in. I guess he had told them that he was going to probably retire at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Was in there and decided to retire just right on the spot. Right then, I'm done.
Citing mainly health reasons, which
Yes.
I get. He's had some issues. He's had some health issues
Right.
during the season.
He's
And
65 years old.
Right.
It's not exactly a spring chicken.
right, and I didn't expect him to be back next year, regardless.
No,
But
I agree with you.
To do it in like, granted, it was toward the end of the season. Some people are probably lost their shit about it. That I can't believe he quit. Really, like, what difference does it make?
I was going to say, do you know what that does to your body?
Yeah,
Going
like-
in there, getting beaten on every day.
Yeah, I was fine with it. I think his tenure here was
Successful. As
Yeah.
crazy as that is.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't unsuccessful.
Right.
Granted, I think he was significantly hamstrung by ownership and a terrible fucking general manager.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought he taught these young guys, especially these young guys, how to be Major League Baseball players. You know,
The only time I've seen
Yeah.
this type of reaction to a manager retiring in Detroit was Leland.
yeah, people love Jimmy because honestly,
Yeah.
Jim Leland was the same guy in the locker room that he was like you see him out in public.
Now, granted, you guys were
Leland
around
was
for
a lovable
Sparky.
guy.
Yeah.
Actually, I like he was a little gruff, but people loved him.
Yep.
Leland was everybody's favorite scapegoat when that team didn't win, though.
Unfortunately,
They
you're right.
love to beat on
Unfortunately,
him.
you're right.
Even though it wasn't even remotely his fault.
No.
When you don't hit in the playoffs, when you don't hit in the World Series,
But
you lose games.
Did read an article. They mentioned 2 names possibly to take over for Gardy.
I saw one was AJ Hinch,
No, neither one of the names that I saw. I saw a list.
Really?
which I'd be all right with.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate it.
No, I'd be all right with it.
Yeah.
You also got a guy named Alex Cora out there. I mean, keep him away from center field
He-
cameras, but
He is a Miami guy. I wouldn't hate it.
right. But the 2 names, both former players
Yeah.
of the Tigers, that was specific to that.
Yeah.
Marcus Timms
Oh, Donnie Kelly, baby.
and Donnie Kelly, baby.
You know,
I just know Chris's love for Donnie Kelly, so
no, I don't have a problem with Donnie
to
Kelly.
mention
baby.
Donnie Kelly once a week on here
It's
would be
Brandon Ninja I
fantastic.
had a fucking issue with.
DKB.
DKB. No, Ryan Rayburn is the one I had an issue with. That fucking guy.
I liked Rayburn.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. One of my favorite Tigers is Craig Monroe.
See
Simo.
money.
That dude's a trip.
Yeah.
That dude is a trip.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think at this point, I think they have to go out and get a guy that will be able to get this team over the hump. I think Gardenhire served the purpose.
Yep.
We talked about it when he got hired. I think he was the guy to come in.
I think he bridged that gap.
And get the most out of the young guys that you had that you knew weren't going to win, you knew weren't going to compete. He got the most out of them. He got them to where they are now, and you need a coach that's going to come in, and basically he needs to take this team to another level. They now have some good draft picks in there.
Yeah,
they have a pretty decent farm system. There needs to be development.
If you're going to do that, though, you cannot let Al Avila make this hire. You can't.
No,
I
he has
agree.
to go
Well,
this season.
How do you get around that? Because
You hire a new general manager.
they're not going to do that.
They need to. They absolutely. I know they're not going to do that.
No,
because
I agree with
Silich
you,
doesn't want to spend fucking money.
And
I
they
agree
look
with you,
at
they're
it
not
like
gonna-
he just hit a home run in the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and he did, honestly. This
there's
draft
no doubt
was his,
about that.
But that,
so
but that
far,
draft
this
pick, that draft pick was very hard to screw up.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the whole draft.
Yeah,
I think, he did well.
1 through 5, all 5 of the rounds, they killed it.
I think he killed the draft this year, 100% in your words. Killed it. I think he killed it. And you can't say that for the other drafts. But this year, I think that at least buys him some time because I personally do think he killed the draft this year. I think he nailed it.
I want to say our 5th round pick in the draft was the second best bat on Arizona's team, only to Torkelson, who was the guy.
Torkelson went to Arizona State.
Or Arizona State, sorry. So we draft him number 1. The next best batter on the team gets drafted in the 5th round.
Solid.
We got a catcher from Ohio State who's supposed to have a cannon for an arm. Like, I don't know. I almost wish that Gardy would have stuck around for another year
Weird
to
that
teach some of those kids some things.
Weird. The
but-
Tigers had a catcher who's now hitting like mid 300s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird.
Well, it's it's one of those things where he did cite medical issues, which you can't fault him for it. He came out and said he's like, I have grandkids, I have kids that I want to be around for, and he was starting to shake a lot, and he was having anxiety problems and
we're in
health
the
problems.
middle of a fucking pandemic.
Right, like in that case, man, you've made your money, you've done your job. You go spend time with your family, go be well, be healthy, and enjoy your family, man. Like I don't see how anybody can begrudge anybody of that.
Yeah, right. No, I agree with you.
I honestly wish he would have stayed a little bit longer, but you got to do what's best for you.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I kind of wish he'd put in another year of helping build this Tigers.
God.
I'm looking at that
he
logo.
can go
for
over
me.
there and coach
This
the Lions
Tigers,
for all I care.
I wish he would put in another. I wish he would have put in another year with this Tigers team and
right.
I
coach
just
them.
think some of those kids
but-
could have used it,
Absolutely, I agree with you.
especially with a guy like him.
I agree with you.
But
I agree with you. All right. Next up is the picks. The picks are brought to you by Go2 Pro Plumbing. If you've had plumbing problems, well, you're definitely not alone. The next time you have an issue, there's only one place to call, and that's Go2 Pro Plumbing. They're a local, family-owned company with 15 years of experience, based in Centerline. They serve the Metro Detroit areas, keeping your pipes clean and flowing with fair prices and happy customers. Sick of having to take a day off of work waiting for a plumber? Then call Go2 Pro Plumbing. They're open 7 days a week for all of your plumbing needs. The knowledgeable and experienced staff will keep you informed of their progress every step of the way and make your experience as smooth as possible. Call Go2 Pro Plumbing today at 586-250-2881. That's 586-250-2881. Go2 Pro Plumbing. When your pipes won't flow, call the pro.
Nicely done, sir.
Thank you.
I like it.
And now.
It's time!
It's picks time. Let's get into it.
All right, boys. I don't want to pick this matchup, but we got to do it because it's a night game. It's Thursday night. Whatever. Frank, you love it.
I was going to say, hold on.
This is like
let's
your favorite
let's
team.
give this game the proper introduction it deserves.
Oh, is that right?
This is the beard
The beer.
versus the staff. This game
Yeah,
is Minshew Mania against Fitzmagic.
I dig it. All right.
For two teams who's probably totaled 2 wins this entire season, you are greatly underserved how much hype that deserves.
Fair enough. So facial hair versus
It's the only thing you have to look forward to in this garbage matchup.
Dolphins, Jaguars, Frank. Go.
Minshew all day, every week.
I'm actually going to go with Miami in this one. I think, again, we're not going with the spread, but I think Jaguars only giving up 3 at home. It says exactly what I need this to say about this game because there's no home field advantage in the NFL anymore, at least this year.
I was going to say,
So-
excuse me, the Jags have fans.
Yeah, not many. And even the fans they used to have.
They're all
it doesn't-
allowed to be there this
Right.
time.
That's right.
I'm gonna go with Miami in this game. I think Fitzmagic pulls one out of his butt. I think he gets it done. I think he passes for probably 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pull one out of his hat. Pull one out of his ass.
I'm going Minshew Magic. He's played well this past week. I'm going to take him Jaguars.
All right.
Even though the Bills had a rough weekend, they won. They didn't.
And last week I even talked about how he does give certain teams problems. Buffalo, it gives New England problems.
Yeah.
I think they're going to give Jets a little problem this week. I actually think they pull out a very close game in this one.
Fair enough.
They don't have Minshew.
Going to Sunday Nighter. Packers, Saints.
Packers and Saints. Okay. Again, we're not going to line, but the line tells me all I need to know about this game. New Orleans is at home, and New Orleans is only giving up 3. So Green Bay is on much more of a roll, and I'm going to take Green Bay. I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers on his tour of saying fuck you to the Green Bay Packers for drafting another quarterback in the first round, and I think Green Bay takes it.
Frankly.
If New Orleans is the team that we saw this past week, Green Bay with 100 points. That was an awful performance from the Saints.
I'm going to take Green Bay. Drew Brees is toast. He's done. New Orleans' defense it's not terrible, but you don't have Derek Carr throwing the ball, but you have arguably the best quarterback in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Packers.
All right.
Monday Nighter. Ooh, good one on the Monday Nighter. Chiefs, Ravens. We talked about this. We talked about this last week.
Yeah,
we did. We talked like Joe. You think Baltimore is the best overall team in football?
I do.
And the close second would be Kansas City, obviously.
Yep.
Who you got?
This is my Super Bowl.
This is your Super Bowl. This is your Super Bowl. I forgot about that.
I had so much going on week one of the show
That's
that
great.
I picked the Chiefs versus the Ravens as my Super Bowl.
I didn't even pick up on that when you did it. And then you later on that night you told me like, oh shit, he did do that. All right.
We were after the show and I just went, I don't
wait
I
a
don't
minute.
think that's possible.
That's not right.
But
we got
initially, I think I had Baltimore winning this one. I think
in the Super Bowl.
I think they were the Super Bowl choice.
Okay.
I'm going with Kansas City though. I look at the way Mahomes is playing.
Going with the chefs.
The connection that he still has with Hill, just the way those two are working 2 weeks in a row now. Like, I don't feel right picking against them. So even against the Ravens, I'm going to go with the chefs.
Okay.
I'm going with Baltimore in this one, and to me it comes down to who's at home in this one.
But there's no home field advantage.
I'm not
travel.
Yeah, that's really the only problem with it. And in the case of Miami and Jacksonville, they're not traveling very fucking far. So in this one, it's not like they're traveling completely, like cross country, but it's still a hell of a travel. They're still going to be staying in a hotel. And I think Baltimore ends up winning this game. And I honestly think they're going to win it kind of handily. I think they're going to win it by 10 points.
Okay.
I'm going to take Baltimore. I didn't like how KC looked against the Chargers this past week, and they did not look very good. And they were lucky to win that game. Lucky for their kicker has the greatest leg ever.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't like how they looked. And then, like we just talked about, traveling to Baltimore, arguably the best team in football. And I do think it'll be closer than you do. I'm going to take Baltimore by 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great one because the line is 3.5.
Is it really?
Line is 3.5.
Yeah.
I just personally think that Baltimore is going to end up taking a little bit of a big lead here at some point. It'll probably be fourth quarter. It'll be a little closer, but they'll end up winning by 10 or more. But it's just one of those things that I have a feeling about Baltimore this year. Watching them play, it's hard to find any faults in that team.
Right.
To find a fault in that team, you have to go back to the playoff game last year, and I think they were just not ready for that.
No,
they're
Lamar especially was not ready for that.
No, but I think they've got it rolling right now, and there's not many flaws on that team. Kansas City showed some flaws this last weekend to a not very good Chargers team.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to some Sunday afternoon games, and the one I really don't. We'll save this one for last because fuck it, let's just save it for last.
Okay.
Even though I despise one of these teams, Cowboys, Sea Chickens.
Yes, the Cowboys and the Sea Chickens. I'm just looking to see what the spread is in the game here. I'm a weirdo like that.
Well, while you're doing that,
you go.
I'm gonna go.
You do your pick.
I'm gonna take the Sea Chickens. I have them in my Super Bowl. Russell
have
Wilson
them in mine as well.
Listen, Russell Wilson is having
that dude's all world, man.
He's quietly having
MVP, calling it now.
I wouldn't doubt it.
He'll definitely be in top 3.
Mm-hmm.
But this game that they had last week, that was actually a really good football game.
Yeah,
against the Patriots. It's actually a really fun
yeah.
football game to watch. I just think overall, I'm taking the Sea Chickens. I don't believe in the Dallas Cowboys. I don't. Seeing that they should have lost that game against Atlanta.
Absolutely.
Atlanta folded, and that game was at home, and you had fans.
Mm-hmm.
You had fans at the fucking Death Star.
That's yeah.
I'm not a believer in Dak Prescott. I'm not. I'm taking the Sea Chickens, and I think it'll be not even that close. Like you picked Baltimore to win by 10. I'm taking the Sea Chickens by at least 10.
Yep, Frank.
I'm not gonna lie. What I saw from Dallas this weekend was some nice fight to come back in the fourth in a game that you're right, they should have lost, no doubt. But Russ Wilson's playing on a different level right now.
He is. He absolutely is.
And I know I talked about this, I believe it was last week, about Mahomes, the fact that he made quarterbacking look easy, but the best quarterback currently playing the game right now is Russ Wilson.
Okay. It's a bold statement. I mean, it's arguable, but yes, I can see how you could make that argument.
Rodgers has the talent. Mahomes is fantastic. But I think when you put everything together, including leadership and everything, right now Russ Wilson's the man that you need to respect the most.
Okay.
That being said, I think you're spot on.
Hey, look at that.
I think they are going to kick the shit out of Dallas this week.
I hope so, because I love seeing the Cowboys fucking lose. You know how much I hate the Dallas
those
Cowboys.
receivers are coming alive. Their backfield can move. Their defense looks strong. That's going to be a scary team this year.
Well, I'm going to agree with both of you, and we're going to be unanimous on this one. I think the Seahawks take it to Dallas. They definitely should not have won that game against Atlanta. And they will come out and they will look exactly how they looked against Atlanta. And Seattle will not give them the game. Seattle will just keep pounding them. Done. Russ Wilson and the Seahawks win that game easy.
Sweet. I like it. I like it.
I like it a lot.
I like it. Rams, Bills. Sorry, we didn't flip a coin. We were supposed to. I don't have a fucking coin, so
That's
I just
fine.
picked that one.
Rams and Bills.
Yeah.
All right.
We have a coin shortage. Sorry,
Yeah.
I couldn't flip one.
Yeah. Listen, we can't. If we have a coin shortage, we can't just be flipping coins
I know,
all willy nilly.
It's crazy.
Okay, so we have Buffalo at home taking on the Rams. It's a 2.5 point spread, with Buffalo being the home team. This is a tough game for me to pick, actually. Both teams have looked good, and both teams have looked bad.
Yes.
And I have a hard time deciding which team is going to show up from either one of those franchises. I think I'll have to take the home team and Josh Allen in this one. I don't necessarily trust L.A. As much as I do Buffalo, even though I don't trust either team a whole lot. I think Josh Allen at home will be able to get this game done.
I'm going to go Buffalo, and not because I'm a fan of the Bills. I'm going to take Buffalo simply because the Rams have had to travel across country twice in 2 weeks, 2 straight weeks. Yep. They were in Philly last week. And to me, that's just a recipe for disaster. Buffalo has not looked very good in either of their wins. However, I think they take this game. I do think it'll be close, but I'm ultimately going to take the Bills to go to 3-0.
I mean, for the reasons you guys just gave, really, I'm going with the Bills. They've got the cross-country thing, plus you're now going from L.A. to Buffalo at this point of the year when it's starting to feel like fall a little bit.
A little bit, especially in freaking Buffalo where it's always fall.
Right.
It's always winter, it's
when
always
you're going
cold.
from summer to fall, that weather changes drastic
yes, it
sometimes.
does,
When
especially
it hits,
in Buffalo.
When it hits 50 is mighty cold all of a sudden.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I think they're going to struggle there. mainly for no other reason than the weather.
All right, so I dig that. Is that another clean sweep on
Yep,
that one?
that's a sweep.
All right. And now let's go to the best game of the weekend, especially if you're into comedy, which I know I am, and Joe, you are as well. Frank, I guess not so much.
No, but I do like sad movies.
Yes. Your Detroit Lions versus the Arizona Cardinals. This is easy for me.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty easy for me too.
Can anybody right now actually bet on the Lions and feel good about it?
Psychopaths do that.
Psychopaths also kill people. Doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
I'm aware of that, but people actually bet on the Detroit Lions to win football games. It's fucking amazing.
Was that huff loud enough?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna take them, aren't you?
No.
You son of a bitch! You're gonna take them.
No, I don't want to.
You're gonna.
Oh, he's doing it. His mind's working.
It would be complete SOL if they did though.
It would.
Joe, you haven't picked, right?
No, neither one of us. Have you picked?
Nope.
Well, I know who you're picking.
You know exactly who I'm picking.
You
yes.
guys go. You guys go.
Cardinals. That's it. That's all I need to say.
I was gonna say there's not much to say on this one.
Matt Patricia's
Kyler Murray,
like Adam Gase, you said last week.
Yeah.
Like he's their head coach in
Yeah.
the fantasy rankings.
Matt Patricia's
the
still
head coach of the Detroit Lions.
Matt Patricia is still the head coach of the Lions.
Yep.
It's Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. Easy.
Yep, and it's not going to be close.
Fine, just because we're not going to clean sweep everything, I'm going with the Lions.
Oh boy!
Wow, you're just okay with throwing away a pick, huh?
Oof. All right.
We got to start with something next week.
Hey. All right.
Frankie going with the Detroit Lions forward down the field, baby.
All right.
It's nothing more than a hope.
Right.
We do have to rehash a couple of picks here. Apparently, even though the music was not loud in our headphones and it was quiet behind us, the music was overshadowing our voices there for the first couple picks. So
nice job, producer.
Yeah, well, it sounded fine to us, right? Apparently, going out over the air, it was not.
Fair enough.
So I cut the music when I found out, but we got to go over the first couple picks that we made.
Oh yeah.
So if you got those down there, you can go over and just tell everybody what they were here.
The Sunday night game was the Miami Jacksonville. I know I took Jacksonville. You took Miami.
I took Miami.
Frank, you took Jacksonville. The Monday night or the Sunday night game, Green Bay, New Orleans. I took Green Bay. You took Green Bay.
Absolutely.
We all three of us took Green Bay. Monday night, I took Baltimore. You took Baltimore. Frank, you took. I forget who you took.
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yep.
And I think the last three,
the last three, I believe everybody heard.
Okay. All right.
So, so sorry about that, guys. Listen, another hiccup, but it happens. And in our headphones, in our ears, it sounded perfectly fine. It sounded like it was below us, but apparently going across the air, and on the live stream, it was not. So we apologize for that. And I think we are going to wrap up today's show. So on behalf of myself, Frank Dragata, Chris Scott, and on behalf of our sponsors that bring us to you, Go To Pro Plumbing, On the Bay Customs Boutique and Cafe, and Land and Sea Motorsports.
There you go.
We appreciate you tuning in, and we will talk to you next week at 7 p.m.
See ya.
Later.
Yep.